Hello, Kubrick Lover 1972, back with another video. Um, I think what I'm going to do is go through the third box, and I'll save the fourth box for tomorrow. Or if I can't do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day or whatever. Anyways, I thought again, what did I think? I thought I'd finished all the criterions. I swore that I had covered them all, and then I was watching one of my videos, and I noticed, and I mentioned it on that video that while I was watching one of the videos, I noticed that I hadn't shown one of my criterions. It was sitting, on one of my bookshelves, and then just right now, I looked in one of my boxes that doesn't. I took all the criterions that were in my boxes and I put them all together in one box, but I must have missed one. So here's the last one. I know I said Night of the Hunter was the last one, but I have so many movies. I guess I just missed this. Anyways, it's Island of Lost Souls with Charles Lawton and Bela Lugosi, and of course Charles Lawton directed Night of the Hunter, so that's kind of interesting to mention that. It says a twisted treasure from Hollywood's pre-code horror heyday. Island of Lost Souls is a cautionary tale of science run amok, adapted from H.G. Wells' novel The Island of Dr. Moreau. And I have Things to Come by H.G. Wells in my criterions. In one of his first major movie roles, Charles Lawton is a mad doctor conducting ghastly genetic experiments on a remote island in the South Seas, much to the fear and disgust of the shipwrecked man, Richard Arlen, who finds himself trapped there. The touchstone of movie terror, directed by Earl C. Kenton, features expressionistic photography by Carl Struss, groundbreaking makeup effects that have inspired generations of monster movie artists, and the legendary Bela Lugosi in one of his most gruesome roles. Got audio commentary featuring film historian Gregory Monk, new conversation between filmmaker John Landis, Oscar-winning makeup artist Rick Baker, and genre expert Bob Burns, new interviews with horror film historian David J. Scal, filmmaker Richard Stanley, the original director of the ill-fated 1996 adaptation, and Gerald Cassell and Mark Mothersbaugh of the band Devo. Short 1976 film by Devo featuring the songs Secret Agent Man and Jacko Homo. Stills Gallery theatrical trailer and a booklet featuring essay by writer Christine Smallwood. So, anyways, as I've said before about criterions, they put a lot of work into their releases. Here's the booklet. I think I've seen part of the Island of Dr. Moreau one, the new one with Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer well, not recently, but I think I saw part of it on television. Next one is a documentary about Ralph Nader. It's called Unreasonable Man. Haven't watched this. I showed this to you before with my haul that I made a few months back, or maybe a little more than that. And then here's some videos from Alpha. This is the Golem. It's a silent movie. It's based on a Jewish legend that you can bring this creature called the Golem to life, and it will do things for you. Came out in 1920. Director was Paul Wegner. cinematography by Karl Freund. I have watched this. I haven't watched it in a while. This is another one from Alpha Video. It's a Nosferatu. I showed you my Herzog-Kinski box set. It's with featured with something else. Oh, Che. That's those. My Che Criterion with Benicio del Toro, directed by Steven Soderbergh. But also that same video featured my Herzog-Kinski box set, and Werner Herzog directed the remake of this movie. This is the original, the silent. And I also mentioned about this film that in another video, not too long, not pretty recently, from close to these ones you're seeing now. There was like a docudrama on the making of Nosferatu, and the movie was called Interview with a Vampire. Willem Dafoe played Max Schreck, who played Count Orloff. Is it Count Orloff? Or am I thinking of another movie? Or he plays Nosferatu. I don't know. I guess he's Count Orloff. I don't know. But anyways, and John Malkovich, Willem Dafoe plays Max Schreck, who plays Nosferatu, and then you have F.W. Murnau, played by John Malkovich. But this is where it all came from. This was the first Dracula movie. And this is their catalog of movies. You can get them cheap. They're only like $5, $6. But the thing is, like with these silent films, they have like scratched 16mm negatives. I don't know. You get what you pay for, maybe. I don't know if I mind it too much. This is another Alpha Video. I think it's a sound movie. Ghosts of Hanley House. Another horror movie. I don't know anything about it. 68 it came out in 84 minutes. Oops. The disc fell out of the case. Then we have from the Hughes brothers film they made about Jack the Ripper with Johnny Depp and Heather Graham from Hell. This is some special features. It's got commentary by the directors, screenwriter Rafael Iglesias, cinematographer Peter Deming, and actor Robbie Coltrane. Alternate ending and over 20 deleted scenes, with optional commentary by Albert Hughes. Jack the Ripper, 6 Degrees of Separation, interactive investigation, A View from Hell, HBO featurette hosted by Heather Graham. Tour of the murder sites, hosted by the Hughes brothers. Behind the scenes featurettes hosted by production designer Martin Childs. Absinthe Makes the Heart Grow Fonder, featurette. Graphic novel to film comparison, original theatrical trailer. So this is not a bad movie. I'd like to see. It's on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, but they say Menace to Society is a really good movie. I did see their other movie called Dead Presidents, and I didn't think it was that fantastic. But I've heard that Menace to Society is a really good movie. Next. This is a film directed by David O. Russell. It's before Silver Linings Playbook or American Hustle. George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube in Three Kings. Pretty cool movie. It's got behind-the-scenes documentaries, filmmaker commentaries, and creative personnel interviews, director's video journal, intimate look inside the acting process with Ice Cube. It's set during the Iraq War. There's more special features that are listed in here. 2 feature-length commentaries, one with David Russell and the other one the producers Charles Roven and Edward L. McDonnell. Deleted scenes, optional commentary by Russell. Director's video journal. Tour of the Iraqi village set with production designer Catherine Hardwick. Interview with director of photography Newton Thomas Siegel on an intimate look inside the acting process with Ice Cube. Hidden Bunkers. Yeah, so it has some cool special features to it. It's a very entertaining movie. This film doesn't have any dialogue. It came out a few years back, well, more than a few years back. When did it come out? I can't remember. It's an animated movie. It was up for animated film. It's called Triplets of Belleville. The song in the film was nominated as well. Have this weird animation in it. I think it's a French movie. I don't think there's just a little picture there. Just nothing much to it. This next one is with Michael Douglas, Kiefer Sutherland, and Eva Longoria. It might be. I'm not sure, but it might be the first film Eva Longoria was in after she had come to fame through Desperate Housewives. Which I did watch. Half of the audience for Desperate Housewives were men. And I missed a little of it at one point. I wasn't keeping track, but then I kept caught up with watching them on DVD, and then I think I watched the remainder of it when it was on television. But I did see the whole Desperate Housewives, and it's a soap opera, but it's really well done. But I'm digressing. This is the Sentinel. I guess they play. I don't know. The Secret Service agents. So, haven't watched it yet. This is from Blue Sky Studios. It's signed by Chris Wedge. It's the first in a 3-part series. I just had the first 2. It's Ice Age. He's the director, Chris Wedge. Got a bunch of special features on here. Full-length audio commentary by director Chris Wedge and co-director Charles Saldenha. 3 new interactive games. Oh, that's for kid stuff. Scans, Missing Adventure, animated short. Behind the scenes of Ice Age HBO special. 6 deleted scenes in English. 6 production featurettes. The Making of Ice Age documentary. Scene-specific commentary by John Leguizamo is Sid. Yeah, so Papa John's is advertised on here. I get my pizza sometimes from them. This movie, it's Chinese, I believe. Taiwan. Of course, I'm butchering the names probably, but the director is something like Hsio Hsien Hu. And the stars Chang Chen. Oh, and Gong Li, huh? Gong Li, she's great. But it's, what's it called? 3 times. So at some point I'll watch that. And still got some time to keep this video going. Let's see. Okay, so this first one I picked up at the horror convention. Can't remember which convention. Oh, it was the second one that I went to. Uh, double feature on this one, Death Force and Vampire Hookers. I watched a little of Death Force. I think the cheesy movies are not really good quality. This is a Mexican movie. I think it's Mexican. It's called Amores Perros, which I think means in Spanish, life is a bitch. And there's reference to a dog in it. You know, like dogs are put into it. It's got storyboards, photos, production commentary track, deleted scenes, 2 featurettes, 3 music videos, trailer. I think some of the maybe some of the dogs in the film are fighter dogs. So the DVD just fell out of the case. It's on the floor. I'll get it after I finish the video. Here's another sign that I have from Alpha Video. It's a Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. And Conrad Veidt was in this, who was in Casablanca as Major Strasser. But I think he plays a somnambulist, the person that's in the patient in the film that's the sleepwalker. And Dr. Caligari is based, well, I don't want to give it away, but something's wrong with Dr. Caligari. Let's just put it that way. This is a fountain. Oh, I had no idea. I had another Darren Aronofsky movie, and this is with Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz. I showed something a while back, I think tonight, with Hugh Jackman, and I can't remember what it was. This is a pretty interesting film. I think it bombed at the box office, but special features: Inside the Fountain, Death and Rebirth, gallery of 6 featurettes exploring the movie's various periods and settings. It has like a theme of reincarnation in it, and how Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz are going through those periods. So next one is a film. Who directed this? Michael Winterbottom. It's a Western. It has Wes Bentley. I think he was in American Beauty. If you know, put it down there. Mila Jovovich, Natasha Kinski, Sarah Polley. I don't know if I've heard of her. 2 thumbs up, Ebert and Roper, one of the top 10 films of the year. It's called The Claim. My hearing's a little bad, so I don't. I couldn't hear the dialogue very well. I might have to have subtitles on it. I listen to loud music. That's why that became that way. This is a film with Robert De Niro, Edward Burns. It's called 15 Minutes. It's a cop thriller movie, I guess. Documentary, 15 minutes of the tabloid stars. Look at the impact of tabloid television, featuring interviews with Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, Sally Jesse Raphael, Deborah Norville, and more. Documentary, Does Crime Pay? A discussion on crime and celebrity, featuring attorney, radio, TV host Gloria Allred, former detective author Mark Furman, author Aphrodite Jones, film and TV writer director Ted Hames, and Stan Goldman of Loyola Law School. Fact track, trivia subtitle track with direct access to additional features. Feature-length audio commentary with director John Hirschfeld. Deleted scenes of the director commentary. Anyways, that's 15 minutes. I don't really know much about it. This is a horror movie. Maybe I'll put these 2 together because I guess they're the same series. First one is called Dark Ride. Don't really know anything about this movie. Audio commentary with director Craig Singer, producers Chris M. Williams, Ticket to Ride, Making a Featurette, Behind the Mask featurette. deleted scenes, storyboard, montage. I know. I just picked these up. They looked interesting. The covers look kind of interesting. Um, the byline for this one is "The last ride you will ever take," and this one's called "Captivity," when you think the worst has happened. And it's got a making of captivity featurette on the set look, featurette, deleted scenes. So I guess they're not loaded with special features, but they have some. Next we have Jumper. Audio commentary by director Doug Liman, writer-producer Simon Kinberg, and producer Lucas Foster. Jumping from novel to film, the past, present, and future of Jumper featurette. Making an actor jump featurette, previs future concepts. I guess it's like a person that goes from a different time to a different time. Sounded interesting. It's from the director of The Bourne Identity, and I think it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah. So that's good PR, I would say. Is that a good way to put it? It's a good way to promote it. So now it's 1:30 in the morning. I gotta go to bed fairly soon, but maybe I'll tackle. Maybe I can do a little more. We'll see. I'll let you know in just a sec. So I'm gonna finish the third box off. I think this is part 2. I don't think this will take too long. It's not like Criterion's where I'm reading stuff off the back and getting into a big explanation as to what I think about it and why it's important and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, we got, I guess these got separated. I'd like these to be together. Maybe I'll move them around after I do this. But as I showed you before, I had the original Ice Age signed by Chris Wedge. Well, I also had the sequel to Ice Age, The Meltdown. I had that signed by Chris Wedge as well. It's got director's commentary by Carlos Saldana, crew commentary, Crash and Eddie stunts with the Now Take prank, animation director's chair, multi-angle scene studies, meet Crash and Eddie and meet Ellie, featurettes, lost historical student films on the Ice Age period, fun and informative vintage clips, Scratch, Piranha, Smackdown, Sound Effects Lab, Silly Sid and John Leguizamo featurette, Sid Sing and Dance Along, so games. And the squirrel, he doesn't speak, he's like comic relief, if you will. And he's got his acorn that he sort of guards. I can't, you know what, I think I did watch this. I know I watched the first one. I don't know, I think I watched the second one. But the thing about these Ice Age movies, I was going to buy the third one, which is called something like Continental Divide or something. Where I work, they have the film, I believe, Continental one, but yeah, I don't know if I'll buy it or not. This next one has Leonardo DiCaprio, Jeremy Irons, John Malkovich, Gerard Depardieu, and Gabriel Byrne, so that's a pretty good cast. It's The Man in the Iron Mask. Audio commentary by writer-director Randall Wallace, who directed Braveheart, I believe. Alternate mask prototypes and conceptual drawings. 8-page booklet featuring trivia, production notes, and a revealing look at the making of the film, an original theatrical trailer. So I guess this is based on the, what's his name? Alexander Dumas, his book. He wrote Three Musketeers, and I guess it's connected to this, I guess, in a certain way. I believe maybe this what this is based on is a novel, and this is a novel, I believe, by Alexander Dumas, and I think it's a sequel to Three Musketeers, if I'm not mistaken. So, and with this one I haven't watched it. Oh, this is one of my few discs that it's where they have widescreen and standard. I'd rather have the widescreen. See it the way it was meant to be seen in the theaters. This one I haven't watched. It's with Marlon Brando, Richard Boone. I don't know who Richard Boone is. Night of the Following Day. The higher the stakes, the greater the terror. But it's Marlon Brando. That's why I bought it. He's great. He can play all kinds of people from all kinds of history and all kinds of different accents. He's very good at that. Was very good at that. This one I showed. I think I showed that one too. Night of the Following Day when I was showing my haul that I did a few months back. This is one of them as well. 36 chamber feature-length audio commentary by Hong Kong cinema expert Bay Logan. I don't think I'm going to get into too much detail about that. It's just like a martial arts movie, I would say. So, and I think the last three in this video, I think I've shown them before on my haul. So, just Zombieland, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin. So it's not worth it. It's got commentary by actors Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, director Ruben Fleischer, writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick go behind the scenes in search of Zombieland. Zombieland is your land, the zombification of the United States. Visual effects, progression scenes, theatrical promos, trailers. But I mentioned that in a previous video. Not all that, but I showed that DVD. This is another one I showed with Penelope Ann Miller and Tom Sizemore of The Relic. 2 thumbs up, Siskel and Ebert. So it's just a horror movie. I don't know what it's exactly about. And then to finish it off, last movie to be covered in the third box is American Psycho with the wrap still on it. I have the videotape of this, but I wouldn't mind. I thought it would be great to have the Blu-ray as well. It's got a optional director commentary in the lead scenes. It's got audio commentary with director Mary Herron, audio commentary with writer Guinevere Turner, the 80s downtown. So I like this movie. It's a good movie. Christian Bale's a pretty good actor, and it's gory. It's kind of dark, but it's also pretty kind of funny, I suppose you could say, because of the way it's presented, I would say. So, and Mary Herron, the director of this film, she also she's directed a few films, but she directed a film called I Shot Andy Warhol. I have that on tape. And it's based on a true story about a woman that she was kind of a not very sane woman, and she came into the society of Andy Warhol's clique or group or whatever, and she sort of turned to desperation, and she went after Andy Warhol. She tried to harm him. So that's what I Shot Andy Warhol is all about. And there's another one she did, Mary Herron directed, she called The Notorious Betty Page, which is about Betty Page and these husband and wife that do shots of her for modeling. And even though she's kind of a risque kind of woman with sexually in the 1950s or 60s, whenever it's set, her boss, the the model photographers like don't like things about her, like if she's late, they don't like that. But anyways, that covers everything of the third box. And so next up will be the fourth box, and then after that, Seinfeld. But since it's 1:41 in the morning now, I'm going to stop for the night, and I'll see you tomorrow when I do more. I'm not going to load up any videos tonight because it's just going to be, it'll take too long and I have to go to bed. So I guess that about does it. I'd like to mention, my garage band stuff, my treatment, my short film that I did, my poetry, but I think I'll bring that up again, leave that out a little bit more when I get to another video and further up. And also I'll tell you that when we reach the last video in this series of my entire collection, you will see on the title, you will see conclusion. So you'll know it's the last video. And after that video, I'll show a tour of my movies. So you'll see my 3 bookcases that are all together. You'll see my towers that are across the room from them. And then I'll take my boxes and I'll have them spread around the living room floor so you can take a look at them, because I keep them in the closet basically most of the time, so almost all the time. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.